Books, books. I like books. I'm gonna read them all.
Hi readers, Chris here. Welcome to my channel where I review fantasy, Stephen King, all sorts of books, and today I'm talking about DNFing. As I've mentioned before, I do not DNF, and while I could talk about this all day, I think I've narrowed it down to 3 specific reasons why I don't DNF, which I'm going to share with you today. So my 3 reasons why I don't DNF are: number 1, because I want to support creators; number 2, because of the way that I do reviews; and number 3, I never give up hope. If you're interested in one of those topics more than the other, I will put chapter times in the description box below. But let's jump in with number 1, supporting creators. I am well aware that most big authors, let's say Stephen King, probably doesn't care whether I read his whole book or not. But for smaller authors, smaller creators, and especially for indie authors and indie books, every reader really does count. So if I pick up a book, if I buy a book, or if someone gives a book to me, then I do want to read the entire thing. And even though I may not be enjoying the book, I may dislike it even, I still want to read the whole thing because there is so much that goes into making a book. Not just the time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears of the author, but think about the cover of the book, right? Someone designed it, someone actually did the artwork. There was an editor, a publisher, maybe beta readers, people that read the advanced copies. Like, there is so much that goes into a book before it ever gets into a reader's hand. So if I'm going to pick up a book, then there is that part of me that wants to finish the whole thing, even if I'm not liking it, because a small part of me still wants to support the creative process. And again, for most big authors, I'm sure me finishing the book doesn't matter, but I do read a lot of indie books. I read a lot of books from authors who it's like their debut work. I get a lot of those in the Owl Crate book box. They try to feature new authors, which is great. So even though I'm not enjoying it, I do want to read the entire thing just to be a little bit supportive and give my support to the industry in that way. The second reason that I don't DNF is because of the way that I do reviews. When I'm reviewing a book, I don't always look at it from an entertainment value. I also try to look at it as more of a, let's say, a literary critique. I'm not saying that's what I do 100% of the time, but I try to do like a little bit of both. For example, like, hey, I really like this book, but I know that the sentence structure and the plot structure is a little wonky. Or, hey, I know this book doesn't have the best, literary language, but it's got a really fun plot and really great characters. I don't feel personally like I can adequately rate and review a book unless I've read the whole thing. Because reading a book is generally a journey, right? From page 1 to the last page, different things happen between them. So if I'm only reading one part of the book, I couldn't confidently say that the book does or does not do a good job with characters, world building, and plot unless I've gotten the whole picture. So I'm definitely a whole picture, big picture type of person. And again, that's just me personally. I know tons of people that don't finish books and review and rate them anyway, and hey, you do you. This is just what I do. As funny as it sounds, I would actually say that it's important for me to finish the book, especially when I'm not enjoying a book. Like, I'm not liking it. Like, I really want to know why I'm not liking it if it's not obvious to me. So therefore, I have to read the entire thing because, again, I want the full picture. I want to really understand what it is about it that is not clicking with me. That way, when I come on BookTube and do a video review, or if I'm writing something on Bookstagram, like, I have a complete picture, I have complete thoughts, and I can share with you exactly what is going on and exactly why I'm not enjoying that book. And finally, my third reason, and probably the most important, is never giving up hope. And what I mean by that is that I never give up hope that a book will turn around. I have had experiences where I have read a book and I either am not enjoying it or I'm bored by it, maybe even rolling my eyes like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm reading this. And then all of a sudden, at the end, like something happens that completely changes my opinion. So an example of this is Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I know, Brandon Sanderson. So this is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, the original trilogy. And through the majority of reading this book, I was like, this book is super boring. Nothing's happening. Nothing's going on. It's going nowhere. I felt like it was a chore to read. And if I was the type of person to DNF, I probably would have stopped reading it. But I'm so glad that I didn't, because the ending of this book is like amazing. Like amazing. The ending of this book totally like changed my opinion of the whole story. It recontextualized things that happened. Like the ending was just so epic and so mind-blowing that it made the boring parts worth it. Now, of course, that's not going to happen all of the time, but there's always a part of me that hopes, that holds on to that hope, that something could turn around by the end. So even if I'm not enjoying something, I'm like, you know what, maybe something epic will happen at the end. Now, I'd say 9 out of 10 times that usually doesn't happen. But even so, that hasn't jaded me. I still have that hope. I still hold on to it, and I'm just not willing to give it up. I am not willing to give up the hope that the book will turn around. So there you have it, short and sweet today. Those are the 3 main reasons why I don't DNF. So now I want to know from you, do you DNF? Are you like me? Do you not DNF? Please let me know why you do or do not DNF. I love hearing from other people on this topic. So let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel for more bookish stuff coming your way soon. And if you haven't seen my recent community post, please pop over there and ask me a question to celebrate 300 subscribers. All right, everyone, happy reading.